As a data adapter is interacting with SQL command, it would retrieve the values and would store these values in a data set. So further there's a method called fill. So in that we would be giving the data set. So this would retrieve the values of the table into the data set, and after that we would be closing the connection. Okay, now the values are in the data set, and we need to assign the grid view data source. We have to assign the data source of grid view as a data set, since the values in the data set, and would be binding data binding grid view. So if we data bind the grid view, even if the values of the data set changes, the grid view automatically refreshes itself. So this method will display the column values of the file table in the grid view. After doing that, we would be allowing the user to download the files. So this method would get activated whenever the user clicks on the link button. So in this method we would be allowing the user to download the files, and for that to happen, we would be creating a new instance of link button. If you remember, we added a single link button to our grid view, and we have discussed that it would the single link button would be replicated itself in every grid view row. So there are multiple link buttons, so to use them we are creating a new instance of SQL link button, and we also need to differentiate between the different link buttons, and we have there's only one link button, and the ID for this link button would be similar. So we would to differentiate between the link buttons, even though their ID is same, we need to use the naming container property, that is btn dot naming container space as grid view row. So this allows us to differentiate between link buttons in different rows which contain same ID. Now we need to retrieve the name of the file that the user wants to download. So the user would click on the link that the user of that the user would be clicking on the link of the file that the user want to download. So to retrieve that, we need to use grid view, the property of the grid view. That would be um, the so basically whenever the user clicks on the link button, we would know the index, the row index on which the user has clicked. So we would be retrieving the values based on the row index. So for this, gv row dot row index. So this would give us the row that the user has selected, or the link button that the user has clicked. Uh, the row the row yeah, this would return us the row that that the user has, that the link button contains, on which the user has clicked. So we need to get the name of the file, and the name of the file is present in the cell 1, that is cell which contains an index of 0. And we need a text value, so text. And after, so this statement would retrieve the name of the file. And for downloading, we would have to assign a name. This would be add header, content so. And this, so in this statement, what we are doing is we are assigning the name of the file that is being downloaded. So in the add header method, if you give uh, uh, abc.docx, then every file that is being downloaded would be assigned the name abc.docx. But instead of giving the same name to every file that is being downloaded, we are giving the name of the original file. So here the file would be loaded with the name of the file that the user has uploaded. So we are assigning the same name to it. And after assigning the name, we need to download the file. There's a method called transmit file, so it will be response dot transmit file. And this method would have would take the address of the file as its attribute. So to retrieve the address or the path, we need to use server dot map path. And the mapping path would be the directory, what is the file directory, plus the file name. So we need to end the response after doing that. So let's check out if everything is working fine.